the name equipping service, you think, well, maybe that means that we're coming here to get equipped in something. So that's true. That's our goal. That's our desire. And one of the clearest messages, one of the clearest mandates that God's put on Gateway House of Prayer is that we would trumpet a message of the worth of Jesus Christ and a response of simple and pure devotion to Him. So where we're headed at the beginning of this year, we felt like the Lord, we're a little past the beginning of the year, so we're a little slow on implementation here. But we felt like the Lord put on our hearts that we are supposed to really teach on and speak on why is Jesus worthy. So what happens is, we call ourselves Christians, right? We give our lives to this message, and then in the moment, when we have an opportunity to testify of Christ, we find ourselves tongue-tied, we find ourselves grasping for the right words, or like, oh, I don't know exactly how to tell you. And the same thing can be true of any message. We don't want to have a hollow or shallow message where we know how to say a slogan, but it doesn't get past that. It's just a slogan. Like, worth of Jesus. Yes, we're about the worth of Jesus. Why? Because He's worthy. Well, why? Because He is. Well, okay, that's good. Can you tell me any other reason why? He died on the cross. Well, that's great. That's a good starting point. But there's so much more. There's such a depth of the reason why Jesus is worthy that I think many of us, myself included, we never really mine into that place. And so we felt like in creating culture, one of the desires is here at Gateway is that we want to create a culture that is immersed in the knowledge of Jesus, that understands the worth of Jesus Christ, and therefore we don't have difficulty in our response. Does that make sense? Our response is a natural response to say, whoa, He is worthy, and it's not something that we're grasping for, like trying to remind myself, why is Jesus worthy? Why should I give Him an extravagant response? So that's where we're headed. We're actually going to take at least 3 weeks. Now, these are just benchmarks. If we get all wild and crazy in this, we might go longer, but we're going to take at least 3 weeks to talk about why Jesus is worthy from a looking backwards perspective. Old Testament, creation, promise, prophets, and the law, and how they foreshadow Jesus, and give us pictures into Jesus, who He is, why He's worthy. And we're going to take about 6 weeks, and we're going to talk about why Jesus is worthy based upon His life and sayings. Obviously, we could talk a long time about this. And then we're going to take another 3 weeks, and we're going to talk about why is Jesus worthy futuristic, and looking into the future. So, in case you come here a couple weeks in a row and you go, yeah, it kind of sounds similar. It's because we're talking about one person, right? Okay, awesome. It's like 12 weeks we're going to talk about Jesus. Is that okay? Is that okay? Okay, let's try this one more time. Is that okay?